Well, it's a dynamic of it. It's an interesting energy because we're not, and we've got plenty we can say about the masculine, but it is really the feminine that's moving into a power and a more empowered position in the world these days. But you need to gain the dynamic of common sense. You need to begin to engage the dynamics of the masculine portions of your mind, the masculine portions of your being, as the masculine is taking on the dynamics of the feminine. In other words, we would ask you the question, all you women here, how many alpha men do you find these days? None.
Not many. Well, around here you do. It's military. I've told you I've dated a bunch of them, but only because
well, that's because you live in the middle of a bunch of Navy SEALs.
That's what I'm saying.
They have testosterone poisoning.
I mean, I've dated 7 of them. Yeah. So, but other than the Norfolk and Virginia Beach area, no, you don't find many alpha males. No.
No. And those that are alpha males are pulling back, are much more laid back, because you're getting many more alpha and beta and sigma women at this point. And, not that they're doing any better than the alpha, beta, and sigma males, because they're not. If you look at the dynamics, there is an epidemic of loneliness in your world. And
there is, yeah.
And even when you connect with each other, you don't really connect.
Do you think our group doesn't connect? And be honest, do you think we don't connect really?
As far as your group goes,
yeah.
No, you guys are an exception.
Okay.
In that sort of dynamic, because you know more.
But you're saying most people
you're in the process of awakening.
Okay.
How many people do you know? How many males do you know that are in the process of awakening? No, Brian doesn't count. All right. Timing is everything, don't you think? So, but seriously, we paint with the broad brush. The quickest way to get a male to be loving is to get him sick.
Seriously?
All of a sudden, they have a real need for love and attention. Well, it's true. Look at you look at the dynamic of long-term relationships. That's often really true. Where, why will a dynamic of kidney stones happen at a particular point of time? Why will a dynamic of thyroid cancer or of COPD or of any other dynamic of chronic disease that happens in that sort of way? Why does that dynamic occur? Usually it is a direct relation to unresolved emotional dynamics. And as you understand the metaphor of the dynamic, you understand the whole movement. For example, the Channel, when he lost his thyroid in 2007, was having difficulties with the dynamics of energy of A, being the Channel, B, having the responsibility of that whole dynamic, and then them taking on the dynamic of being on the road all the time, and the brick and mortar store, and all of those dynamics of energy built up to the point of a dynamic of an overwhelm. But you have to understand that the Channel at that time 2007. How old was he back then? That was
60.
60, yeah. But it was a dynamic of he needed to get rid of his father's voice. You see, he was a very abused child as well, and he took on the gruffness. And especially, you know, those of you that remember him more in the early days will remember that he was more gruff, more, what shall we say, more direct, less sensitive, less loving, let us say. But, you know, funny how this work kind of brings you around. Hmm?